That's right. We're back, baby. Get your red wine, your Prosecco, and of course your crabs, because we are back to talk Below Deck. And if this is your first time joining us, welcome to the RHAP coverage of Below Deck. We're going to be talking the premiere episode of Below Deck Med season 9, or Mediterranean. And I am your captain, Sasha Joseph, joined, of course, by my co-captain, our chief entertainment officer, Chappell. Welcome. You are here, baby.
I'm here and I'm too sober to be here. How do you start a below deck season without any alcohol? I was livid at home. I was throwing stuff at the TV. This is not what I signed up for at all, Sasha. I would have had a huge problem if I was these primaries, but I'm happy to be here with you.
Yes, listen, we're gonna make it through dry, sober. Our fingers will be where you can see them. Don't worry, everyone. Okay, no pops to be heard here, champagne or otherwise. Oh no, you're done. You're done. All right, and now fully replacing Chappelle. Looks like. Listen. The charter guests were influencers, but we needed to get our biggest influencer, our BB25 princess. America is here, baby. Welcome. How are you? We are so excited.
Hi, y'all. I am so excited to be here and just chat with y'all about this episode.
Yes.
I was just telling Sasha, I recently started Med. So I'm like 3 seasons into Mediterranean, but I don't really know anybody other than Sandy. But yeah, it was a good episode. It was crazy. I saw stuff that I've never seen before in 11 seasons of the 14 seasons of Below Deck that I've seen. So
yes, tell us all about it. So like, how did you get into Below Deck? We obviously talk pre-show, but for what we call the peanut galley, which is our chat. So please tell us everything. Like, how did you get into Below Deck? Do you have faves? What's going on?
Yeah, so I was traumatized after being in reality TV competition shows. So I was like, I want to watch reality TV. I don't want to see anything competition based. I can't do that right now. What should I get into? Everybody in my tweets and my chat and my comments was like, oh, Below Deck, Below Deck. And I was like, okay, let me try it. So I started it in January, the regular one, like Captain Lee seasons, and I finished. I'm up to date with that. And then I was like, oh, well, let me try Med. Let me get through all of the Below Deck because I loved it so much. I was telling Sasha, like, I didn't think I'd be into it. I'm like, oh, it's a crew. It's a boat. How much drama can there be? And now I'm like, they only got $15,000 in tips. Oh my God, how dare the primaries do that to them? Like, they suck. But yeah, I love it. My faves, who are my faves? I don't really like anybody, honestly. I know Corey has a fave.
Oh,
Corey's fave is Rocky. He loved Rocky.
I can't breathe. I can't breathe.
Like,
but she is like so unhinged. Chappelle, you haven't met Rocky. Rocky is who I want on the Traders as the Below Deck
her season, right? The chef quit.
Correct.
And she like, I can cook. She got oysters and she got what is it called? Like cherry syrup.
Yes.
And she just poured it on top. And she's like, this will be good. The guests started throwing up. Like, and then she would like, there'd be trouble on the boat. And she'd be like, I'm out. She'd jump off and
literally jump off the boat.
That's what she did, right? She like jumped off the boat.
She jumped off. Didn't she take her things? Yes. Yeah, she got naked basically.
Yep. Oh, okay. She brought a mermaid tail on
yes,
for whatever reason. And yeah, that's his fave.
That's insane. America, my fave is on this season. I like Aisha. Okay, we are a pro Aisha podcast here. Yeah, she can do no wrong in my eyes, but I haven't seen as many seasons as you and Sasha, so I still have to get caught up and catch some of these crazy people like Rocky. And I've heard about some evil chefs as well that are losing their mind. I might have my first evil chef this season though, because this chef here, yeah, I think we might have some action here. This might be fun.
Yeah, America. I think this season marks like 1 year of Chappelle watching Below Deck. So I think he's been, I don't know if blessed is the right word, like cursed with like normal chefs. They've all been no drama, no one's mad. And to me, crazy chefs make the season. And this man right here, chef's kiss, we are ready for him.
What's it? Is it Jono? Jono?
Yeah, Jono.
Jono.
Or
Jono.
Jonathan, yeah.
I love him, but when he came in and said he was self-taught, I was like, uh-oh, there's going to be issues. And when they're like, oh, we don't have lobster, right? We don't have our provisions. We don't have lobster. And he pulls out his little book of recipes. I've never seen that before from any chef. I was like, oh no, like there's going to be some shit going down. Like, I feel so bad for him, but I'm rooting for him. What do you mean evil? When he's like, I felt like he was so real. Usually you see chefs that are like very entitled and arrogant, and when something goes wrong, they'll like take it out on the staff. And I think he handled it really well. And he was like nice and calm about it and like didn't lash out at anybody, which I like appreciate it. Well, until later, right? He
Then he said, who you calling bitch?
But I think I was like, oh, he's nice. I like him. The whole twerking in the kitchen though, when they don't have any of the shit they need for the charter, I was like, cut it out. Like, get to work. What are you doing? She's like, oh, how do you twerk? I'm like, you have an hour before charter and you don't have any rosé, girl. Like, get to shore and get some shit.
Yeah, no, I like him. I like him a lot. I like that he was able to roll with the punches because they're just telling him that his whole menu is like, oh yeah, by the way, we don't have this, we don't have this, we don't have this. And he's just like, okay, I'll make do. And so I was really with the chef. But by the end, I said, this reaction to getting woken up, this is my type of energy. I would love to see more of this, please and thank you. So I'm really hoping that we get a lot of good content from this chef because it's like it's about to get spicy very quickly. And that's what I like in a Below Deck season.
Yeah, this is what we were waiting for. Rachel says in the chat, right? At least it wasn't serving store-bought shells and chips with melted cheese. Let's never forget microwave nachos. We have seen so much.
I haven't seen that.
Who was the one who did the microwave nachos, Sasha?
Chef Natasha. I believe she was from the Caribbean, but like Indian or like South Asian from the Caribbean. Bless her heart. Was her name Natasha? I'm pretty sure.
I think I saw a clip on.
Yeah, that's what I was like. For me, y'all, I'm really good with their whole life story, but I will never remember their names. So that's me. And then there was the Russian chef as well. And Mila the Russian. Thank you, Aurora. Yes. So the Russian was really on another level when it comes to
nachos.
Yes.
I believe it. Like what kind of nachos do they have in Russia? Right? Like
right. Don't want it. I don't trust it. You say you Russian nachos, I'm good.
Yes. Oh, see, this is why we love the peanut gallery, because I will never remember names. I will know their whole life story, but never names. So thank you, chat. But yes, I think let's get into it, okay? And it's gonna get crazy. So Chappell, okay, are we feeling any faves right now besides, of course, Sandy and Aisha?
Namaste, Sasha. I know you were so happy to hear Aisha give you that shout out.
What? Everyone, in case you didn't know, Namaste means I bow to you. It does not mean I need peace. It does not mean that. So like the fact that yoga in America has bastardized this, like I will on my dying breath be mad about chai tea.
Listen, when I saw her say it, I just scrapped all my notes. I was like, well, that's all I got to talk about because I know Sasha's somewhere punching the air, fighting for your life, watching this episode. But yeah, I love Aisha. All right. I'm still getting to know Captain Sandy. America, people have been telling me the Captain Sandy is she could be kind of polarizing, but my only season of Captain Sandy, she was cool. I loved her. What's your opinion of Captain Sandy?
Yeah.
See, exactly.
I'm like, she micromanages a little bit, but I'm like, I'm into it. I like her being involved, as opposed to like Captain Lee, who's in the other seasons. Like, he did not give a shit about them. He'd go to bed at 8. Like, as soon as the show was done, he would be out, like out of sight. Nobody like ever saw him. He'd show up to the reunions and not know what the fuck they were talking about.
Like that happened. Captain Lee, you were in the shot. No, I wasn't. I know you lying.
So I like her. I like her being on top of things, and I like her firing people like this. I'm into it. I like the drama. Other than Captain Sandy, because she's the only person I know so far. I love Ellie. She came in a cocktail dress, and I was like,
did you see the heels?
The heels and the cocktail dress. I was like, okay, she knew she had her moment there, and she took it.
Listen, she's amazing. Ellie or Elle is or what did they call her? Amy? I think eventually the boys did.
I got her name wrong.
Yep, when they're calling dibs on people because that works and women are property. So Ellie, in case folks didn't know, we have seen her before, and she only filled in for the last charter season, and it was season 7, and it was inspired her to like continue working on. She I think was on for 1 episode, maybe 2, and she said, but no, that really pushed me, and she's now doing cocktail training, prefers service, blah blah blah. You know, she's a service queen. I guess.
I could tell. I saw her BDSM outfit. So I was like, oh, look, a kink right there. Yes. Yeah. I like this lady. She's good. Like, bring her back for more TV.
I like her. She comes in costumes. Like,
yes.
That's fun.
That was my favorite thing. Okay, because have you met Culver, America, yet? Okay. Culver is the chief entertainment officer. Like, actually, he's not.
That's a role. Sign me up.
No,
that's what I'm saying.
That would be me.
Role we were born to play. This panel right here is the chief entertainment committee. Yeah, okay, I think we got it locked up.
There is no lie here. So he is just a deckhand, but he loves to like be the magic Mike. And he was on Down Under last season, so check that out. But he has like a mullet, like he's a whole thing.
Sounds anyway, like fun, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I'm thinking this is the Culver, but the commit to it. I actually do the work and I actually have multiple outfits, not just that one Keith Stone outfit, but that's what he calls his alter ego. But instead, I think she said, I have only 10% that are PG-13 outfits.
I'm down.
Does that mean most of them are worse than PG-13 or better?
Yes, I believe.
Because my mind went to the gutter, straight up to the gutter. I was like, oh, well, PG-13, we're going rated R and then some, you know, MA, all the things. But I guess there's a world where everything else is cool and normal, but that's not the world I choose to live in. So I'm assuming she's going to come out here with some whips and chains eventually. She said naughty cheerleader.
Yeah, we saw the pictures.
BDSM.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think the guests will mind. I think they love it.
Not this group of guests. Yeah, this group of guests, they're gonna join
enough.
Well,
okay, cool. Where's my rosé? Like waiver off.
Oh my gosh. No, it's so funny. And of course, we have Joe, the lead deckhand, from Liverpool, and he now lives in Spain. Aisha very quickly is like, I know someone from Liverpool. Again, Aisha and Jack's love story. I refuse to believe anything else that happened outside because it was not the best breakup. But together on the show, it was very sweet. The way Jack asked Aisha, season 4, to be his girlfriend, he had it was a promposal basically, where he had a sheet and he wrote, "Will you be my girlfriend?" Like, and everyone was like holding it, and then Aisha was like, "Yes, I will."
So cute. Did she have to throw it into laundry after? Like.
Many questions were asked, none answered. And I believe Joao was on this season.
King.
You like him? I hate him.
Drag him, America.
So America, here's my thing. The same time I met Joao was the same time I met Captain Sandy. And everybody was warning me that they would be so awful. But then the whole season, he didn't even do anything. I think he got in like one fight at the very end. And that was it. So the whole season I was thinking, aren't y'all being a little too hard on Sandy and Joao? And it was just, I could see Sasha just fuming on the inside. I gotta go watch some of his greatest hits so I'll know why everybody hates this man so much.
Greatest hits, greatest flops. How dare he called your fave all kinds of horrible things.
I have to see it. What
I've seen, he's like an angry drunk. And I'm like, I don't like that. Like, especially towards women. So it's like, he's like telling Hannah off. I'm watching season 3 and he's in season 3 and he's like, oh, you're like nothing. You don't have anything going on in your life. And I'm like, shut up. Like, angry boy. Just, and has like authority issues.
Correct.
With the bosa. Anyway.
You can tell he has,
this is a Joao
energy, if you know what I mean. We're big deck energy. Joao very much a small deck.
We are rooting for growth, y'all. We are hoping that he's a grower, not a shower. You know, that one day he will get better. That's all I'm saying.
I beg that for you and all the toxic kings out there that Joao doesn't show his whole ass to you. But speaking of Joe, not Joao, and
They're gonna say, speaking of assholes.
yes, why did Joe share that he likes to finger blast his bumhole till it pops before bed? Why did I need that, everyone?
I was like, what show am I watching? They'll bleep out cuss words, but they'll leave this in.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they'll bleep out curse words, but then you have to see like some of these people's naked ass the entire season. Like last season, what was the guy's name? Sasha, he was naked in every episode. Barbie's boyfriend.
Yeah, Kyle.
Yeah, he's naked in every episode. I was like, bro, I've seen more of his ass than I've seen of mine recently. And now in this, they're like, oh yeah, let's talk about butthole popping. I was like, all right, Below Deck is getting a little spicy. I'm not going nowhere, but I definitely have noticed the change. Yeah.
In front of Gail too, who they both like. I'm like, why are they trying? I don't know. Maybe they're trying to get her to get in their buttholes, but
yes, very much that.
You would think they'd be like nicer with her, right? Or like more gentleman-y around her, and it's like the opposite.
Is Joe the new prince of pegging, or is that still William?
Yeah, that's a British thing for sure. I don't know if Joe gets to step into that. They call him Mr. Eyebrows.
He's from Liverpool.
Yeah, so yeah, I guess it makes sense.
Who's William?
Prince William.
You talking about Prince William?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they were calling him the Prince of Pegging for a while.
Yeah, this is like a known thing. Do not Google. But yeah.
Don't Google it. You might get a video. You don't want to see it. Yeah, don't want to see it. Just know.
What? Okay, that's insane.
Yes. This is like back when allegedly, he, was cheating on Kate.
Okay. I was like, Kate, I didn't think she would do stuff like that.
No, he had to go outside the house for that one.
Google it. Susie, please stop this. Don't do this to America.
Oh my God.
But yes, Aurora says Gail is gorgeous. When I saw Gail, I said, what is this? She is beautiful.
Yeah.
Gorgeous. I was like, she's going to cause trouble. And then she talked about her boyfriend. And I was like, she's going to cheat on the boyfriend. I just knew. Like, there's no way. The guys are all drooling over her. And then I was like, okay, she's going to cheat. And then she talks about how she met him in her last charter, her last boat. Mm-hmm. And they're only 5 months in. I'm like, oh.
So fresh.
Is 5 months real if it's outside the Big Brother house? Because I know everything in the Big Brother house is a lot.
Yeah, that's 24 hours a day all the time. That's different than like 12 charters on a boat or whatever. And then you get to, because you're on vacation the whole time. You know what I'm saying? Like you're out doing all this tropical stuff, eating exotic foods and stuff like that. But what happens when it gets boring, right? And it like, are you able to do that? And now she's on vacation again with a group of new men. And I know it was amazing, like for her to be like, yeah, I'm in the exterior. They're like, what? You coming to play with us? And then she's like, but I have a boyfriend. So yeah, I'm like, that's going to be something. I don't know if she's going to cheat, but they're going to be trying to get her to cheat the whole season. They're going to be sick of her.
What did y'all see? Hey Bub in the chat says, right, Gail trying to find blind spots in the cameras in just the preview. So it's happening.
It's happening. It's going to happen.
She's open to it if she's looking for blind spots.
Nathan too.
Yes. I was like, at least Joe, but Joe's bushy eyebrows, I think, are for Bree. The third two.
Bree and Elle, apparently. They're both fighting over him. Bree should be focused on laundry and
I'm gonna say, yeah, Bree needs to focus on herself, because the fact that she cannot do basic laundry. How did you get this job? What did you just lie?
Why she got the job?
But you can't do, I mean, they said iron the clothes. It wasn't like she had to go do some complicated dry cleaning. They said steam it. Steam these 4 shirts and you good.
Here's my thing. I was like, after 4 hours in the laundry room, why didn't Aisha or anybody else think to go check in on her? She was in there 7 hours steaming what was supposed to be 5 articles of clothing, like an outfit for each guest.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, Aisha, like go in and check on her. She's fighting for her life in the like. Also, another thing that frustrated me, I was like, she's in there with her hair in her face like this the entire time. I'm like, girl, get your hair out of your face. Like roll up your sleeves and start steaming. Like get to work, go ask someone for help, something. It was like if she's like, you know, if I can't see the laundry.
Yeah, she's ostriching.
Yep.
Yeah. No, Bree is my MVP because she's a mess. Okay, what do you mean? She said, I have maids. I didn't know how to clean. I truly understand that energy. Okay, this is our Barbie, but it is so obvious that they hired her because they needed like someone to flop, but they didn't realize it would be this bad. Because when in the world it's man versus water, literally, because she is blowing from her mouth on the steamer because she has now dropped water on there on the article. I think it was a shirt. Instead of using the dryer, the steamer, and iron, a straightener,
any type of
something.
Blowing on it. It was insane.
Yeah, and the funny thing is that Aisha, when she thinks and looks at, okay, Bree's been doing this for a long time. Well, I wonder how she's been in here doing it. It's like she's been blowing on the clothes. I'm like, she has been. I was like, walk out. How did Bree get this job? It's like they hired her just to fire her. She says, I've been through the last 2 charters I had. I didn't make it through either one of them. She's been fired from every boat job she has. Ma'am, please send your go to Indeed.com and send your resume elsewhere. Stop trying to do clothes. How do you not know how to do laundry at this point?
Listen, she doesn't dream of labor.
Right, she doesn't have a dream job. You're correct. Maybe I'm doing
on TV. I just don't know. Have references on these resumes. Like does the show not?
Her maid is her reference, probably.
Her maid's like, I do all the work. They said we'll hire her anyway. It's fine. And so this is what we get.
She's like, I consider myself a kid. I don't ever want to do taxes. I don't want to do this. I was like, at least consider yourself like a teenager. Or like a kid. Like, you know, give yourself a little bit more credit. Grow up.
I'm a big kid now.
They need a first fire, and it's going to be her.
Oh, yeah.
100%. Barf Bag, right, says sacrificial flop. Tina. Matt in the chat is also saying, yeah, production obviously cast her to fail. I agree. The minute Captain Sandy knows about what Bree has or has not been doing, it's curtains. It's curtains for her. Y'all remember Kat from last season who needed her hand to be held? Same thing. And the cat gets let go. It's Bree is all of that.
Here's why I prefer Bree to Kat. Because Kat did not know she was incompetent. She had no clue. She got in there and she's just like, dang, this is a lot of work, man. This is crazy. Is it going to be like this all the time? Bree is telling us, nah, y'all, it's not looking good. It is not looking good. I don't know how I'm going to get through this one, but we're going to do it as a family. I said, okay, I appreciate the self-awareness. She wasn't self-aware to not apply for the job, but, you know, apply for the job that you want to have one day, right? Like she's aspiring to be able to iron clothes. So, she won't last for a long time, but maybe she'll be here for a good time. Maybe she'll hook up with somebody.
Yeah, Maureen said Kat quit. Listen, when you quit before you get fired, it doesn't count.
Yeah, but also that's the move. You fire you. Don't let them fire you.
Period. Okay.
Once Bree sticks around, though, she's gonna be fooling around with the boys.
Oh, yeah.
Joe. So
yeah,
maybe she'll do better on service. Maybe they'll switch her to service and.
Yeah, they'll try her in a different area, right, Sasha?
That's what I think they should have done, right? When you see her physically, I cannot get over it. Are you a dragon that you're blowing on this shirt with your hot ass breath? Immediately pull her. Go put together the table, right? Because at the end of the day, I think that a table escape, even though, boy, Sandy is very particular about how the table is set, everyone. So in case you didn't know, that's a Sandy thing. Okay. Either way, the table is very important. Have her do that. Let her do that because this is embarrassing. Are you not embarrassed? And the fact, y'all, have you ever seen us two go into their rooms? Is this yours? Is this yours? Is it?
Sure?
Or the guests come down into the laundry room and be like, this, not this. She took 8 hours to steam. And I'm like, no, it took her like an hour per item. It's insane.
Yeah. And these are dudes. This is easy clothes. What'd you say?
The machine looked more complicated than any steamer.
Yes.
Used. So
agreed.
Look. These are dudes. This is easy clothes. You know what I'm saying? Like women have complicated clothes with instructions and stuff like that. This is some pants. Get in there and iron them clothes and get out of here. Why are you in here wasting all everybody's time when these people have to come in and literally, no ma'am, pick this pants and this shirt and iron and I'll be okay. Just you're doing your best, sweetie. You know, there was a lot of that in this episode. Like, just keep trying. It'll be okay. They're lucky these are young 20-somethings, you know, that they'll be okay with this. Because if this was like an older group of people, they would have shut all this down.
It would have been shambles. They would have been storming that laundry room. But this guy was much nicer, whoever ends in there. And that rounds out our interior team, which is, right, all the service people, all our stews. And Aisha says, yeah, as Samantha said in the chat, my team is not the best. But guess what? They're not the worst.
Yeah.
Glowing wrecks. Okay. Yeah. It's ridiculous, y'all. And now let's talk about the exterior team. Wow. Okay, we talked about, of course, the two deckhands. Ian, the bosun, is here. His father is a pro canoeist, y'all. And he started working on the river guide, and he's like, oh, I've been in the water, I'm good, I got this, blah blah blah. And turns out his mom's name is Sandy. Sandy gave 0 F's, Captain Sandy. That was a fun fact.
Her reaction was so like unenthused. She's like, so my mom named it Sandy, right? And she's like, oh, okay.
What did
Joe?
you her to say?
Like, like come to mama, you know, like that. Yeah.
Oh my god, it was so funny. So I really enjoyed him, and y'all, he's already given a lead deckhand before the damn season starts. I thought that was crazy.
Yeah. You got to see what they do first, I think. You know, it's like
it was a thing, but I didn't question it too much. I was like, oh, maybe this is how he wants to work. He wants to have somebody right away taking care of things, and he's good at delegating stuff. So I was like, I mean, it makes sense considering Joe has the most experience, right? He made Joe the lead.
Yeah. Is Joe clean? Is Joe clean? Like, I'm stressed that this person has given me the info, or is that like not professional and an HR issue that I would not promote someone?
Oh, you talking about the booty hole still?
Yeah,
Sasha, you got to let that go. What he does in the nighttime, you got to.
I was like, clean. I don't know. I haven't really seen his room.
But he told us where his hands have been.
He washes his hands.
Never get over it.
At least he's not the chef.
At least he's not in service. Yeah, setting the table, chef.
Yeah, chef.
I will leave it. I'm leaving.
Oh, I appreciate Ian though going and selecting his crew so fast, because I think in the last couple of seasons of Below Deck, they're like, well, let's just find out. And then the first charter is a shit show because you got all the people in the wrong spot. Yeah, and then yes, Sasha. And so then another like 2 or 3 episodes down, you have people competing for spots as well. So this way you just kind of get in front of it. And if you got to make changes, I think you just make them after that.
True. And then I fine with the no, I do think so. I just think this is so funny because eventually if they start hooking up, I think this is going to be a big problem. So we've gotten ahead of it, right now. No. Oh, yes.
He'll take care of the poop deck, Sasha.
Thank you, Corey. Oh my god, that's true.
But Ian, I was like, crazy case of hat fishing.
Okay, I thought that also, but I was like, is that mean as the 5-head crew president that I am?
He has long hair. I think he can wear it differently. He like combs it to one side. I was like, do something else with it.
We need bangs.
Yeah, exactly.
Curtain bang, something, my guy. I can't. Bless Ian's heart, because I just hope he makes it, because we had Ruin go. Now Jared we have had that was gone. Bosun's not great.
Okay.
When Joe becomes the new bosun, I die.
Stop it.
But you go wash your hands.
Imagine he's shaking your hand. Ooh, no, thank you.
Sasha,
no.
Please.
I know. You're all welcome.
He uses soap, sanitizer, all those things. I'm sure he's
and
clean.
Granted, his job is cleaning, being outside and cleaning.
So he's touching a lot of soap anyway. Yeah.
Hope he smells like soap. Woof. All right. And then we, of course, like we talked about, have the chef, Jono, who, again, has described himself as a culinary architect. And Sandy said, oh, I like that. And he goes, no, I was literally an architect.
He's like, I had a plan that flopped or that fell through. I'm like, what does that mean?
Yeah. I I liked him, but you're right, America. When he said self-taught, I thought, oh, okay, this could be interesting because sometimes the guests get really fancy with what they want. And maybe, just maybe, he hasn't learned all the techniques that people are going to be asking for. Like, I really think they're going to try to push him to his limits this season because, the production people were like, oh, self-taught, bet. We got the perfect thing for you. After we sabotage the provisions, then we'll start sending people your way who want, some more complicated techniques. So I don't know. I have my fingers crossed for him lasting and being drama.
There's a preview of one of the charter guests being like, so you're self-taught? It was giving shade.
Yeah, I don't think it was a good thing. I was like, oh, it's coming. These 20, 21-year-olds are going to be fine with the food. They don't care. Mm-hmm. But later on, they're going to be so picky. I'm so scared for him because I like him and I want him to do well. But
he's messy too. So I really want him around. Because Zen in the chat asked, over under 3 charters. I think over.
Keep him around. Yeah, keep him around.
Because I will fight for him. Thank you.
He's a star. Like, some chefs are boring and they don't offer anything. I think he's got that it factor and it's going to work out. But when he wouldn't wake up, him not waking up pissed me off. I was like, he should have gotten up. I'm surprised that Captain Sandy, we saw the preview.
Yes.
With Captain Sandy being like, never wake up the chef. And I'm like, it's not the stew's job to be cooking. And they were
serving.
And serving, doing both things. Like, because they're like, oh, mac and cheese, grilled cheese, and we want nachos. It wasn't just like one thing, simple thing. Also, he knows the fridge. Just get up and do it. It'll take you less than half an hour.
And Gail is not helping. Anyway, Gail is like, oh, that sucks for you.
I thought she had stew experience.
Yeah. But no, this is like very much a thing. Exterior does not like to help interior.
Well, Gail was helping with the sandwiches. She was
eventually when the water was like overboard.
I'm kind of like Gail. Like, man, I've been working. I got a lot to do right now. You want me to make some sandwiches? Okay, I guess you gonna help me mop later on because I gotta take care of this exterior. But I don't know. This was good. This is my kind of below deck drama. Like something where this woman is clearly over her head. She just needs help. And then she's looking around. There's just no one in sight. She has to go to the chef. She doesn't want to do it. And she's like dreading it. She's like, hey, I don't want to wake you up. This, that, other. And I just don't think she could have foresaw how annoyed he would be. He was like, what? No, get away from me.
He is me when I'm woken up. I am a grumpy person. I need sleep. And he is so me. He said, you figure it out. I believe in you.
I just feel like if it were the other way around, and we've seen it before.
Correct.
We're up in the morning, chef is cooking breakfast. The guests start being like, can I get a mimosa? Can I get this? And there's like a green stew or the third stew up, and she can't handle it. The chef will go and wake up the chief stew for help. So I'm like, he could have helped. Like, come on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree. And our chat, Big T specifically said late night snacks were actually on the preference sheet. And I missed that. So now to me, there's actually no excuse why the chef wasn't well prepped. They don't have alcohol. Or at least wine and Prosecco. They literally, it's a dry cruise.
It's not though. It's not. My thing was like, they opened up the cabinet and they have all that liquor. I'm like, these bitches, like they can get a cocktail. Why do they want rosé? Rosé's ass, first off. Like,
I'm not wine girly. Yeah.
I just say rosé's at the very bottom of like wine for me. I'm like, you can have a margarita. Also, if I was the stew, I'd make this shit twice as strong, do doubles for them.
Yes, that's exactly what you're supposed to do.
Turn it up. Yeah. For me, like, and that's gonna sound a little toxic, but you got 8 like 20-some-year-old dudes. The last thing I'm thinking about giving them is rosé. Yeah, I'm like, I'm not giving you rosé. I'm like, hey, bro, here's some tequila shots. Get like, here's whiskey or something. You know what I'm saying? Like,
elite.
Corey, stop it.
He also just put up ices. So he
Corey.
I think Corey also has just come into alcohol.
Yeah, he's getting indoctrinated. But listen, but rosé, no, we're not doing that. Especially like I said, these are young dudes. Like, bro, do some Jaeger bombs or something. Have some fun.
Something.
What are you doing rosé
boring.
Ooh, but I have insight into the primary. I got it.
Yes, I'm waiting. Okay, let's get into the primary. Yes, please tell us. Who is the primary?
this primary Jacob is a contestant on this season of MILF Manor on TLC. So if you're not familiar with MILF Manor, the first season they brought in all these women to come date these young guys, and it turns out that the young guys were their sons, and so they're living in one house dating each other's kid. And that's how the first season was. Well, season 2, they have brought in the MILFs again, but this time their sons will not be there. They brought in some, 10 or 11 like young dudes, but their dads showed up. And so now it was the dudes and their dads competing for the MILFs. So Jacob, his dad, British ass, his dad, his name was Ashley, I think. And he came in and his dad was like a Bond character. Everybody's like, Jacob, you don't stand a chance here. What are you doing? You can't compete with your dad. But he does get in competition for the eyes of like another MILF. And she picks a different guy in front of him. But this is how it happened. She gave him a peck on the lips, like a little kiss on the lips on the beach. He went and told everybody, like basically like, I'm in love. This is it. She kissed me, da-da-da-da. Next thing you know, she's making out, like full on tongue and everything with the guy that she really likes later on. He's so insincere about it that he goes and sneaks over and watches them from the distance. They're like in the hot tub, and him and his homie are looking like, oh my God, I can't believe she would do this. So he goes and he rallies all the guys against her. Like she's cheating on me, basically. Like she kissed me and now she's kissing that guy. And so he sends his homie to go talk to the MILF. So the homie is like, hey, I just don't appreciate the way you handle him.
Shut up, child. This is I'm fighting you because I'm like, how old are you? Shut up.
Sasha, the MILF's name is Barbie. So she shuts it down. She's like, hey, get out of my face. I'm not doing this with no child. And so later
City
on,
boy down, baby. Yay.
So no, because the King City Boy is still winning. Because what happens is they go and approach the other guy that she was kissing, and they're like, she kissed him first, so you want. And he's like, I don't care. He said, I dated women with girlfriends and boyfriends before. Like, this doesn't bother me. Jacob was so much in shambles that the challenge on the next episode, they had to sext each other. Essentially, the MILFs had to send a sexy photo to the gentlemen that they were still interested in. They could send it to more than one guy or not. She didn't send one to Jacob. He went home in tears, sent him right on back to Liverpool or wherever he's from.
And then he books a charter.
And then he booked the charter. And honestly, he took his dad with him. They both got eliminated in the same episode.
That's hilarious. Jacob is down bad. So not getting kisses, not getting roses, whatever.
Yeah.
Jacob is in shambles.
And there are no women on this boat his type except for Captain Sandy, because she's the only one who he dates. He dates MILFs. These women are too young. He's like, bro, where are the 50-something? Bring him something that he can use. No rose. That's why he like rose. That's that old woman magnet. Yeah.
Oh, he needs
keep a box wine on deck. Just to make sure that he can bring in the 55-year-olds and ups. So that's Jacob.
He said, how do I get the Golden Girls?
Right, exactly. He comes in with that box of Franzia, that white wine. It's like, here's some white Zinfandel for you, mom.
With the charcuterie board. Girls' dinner.
That's your primary this time. We got he's a wild one.
Oh, he's down.
Influencers.
Yeah, so that's the thing. I think like they
is also coming on, right? Is it this season? I don't know. I saw like a
Trishelle. Trishelle will be on about halfway through the season as well. Yeah.
And someone tweeted at us that their mom is gonna be on in 2 to 3 episodes in 2 to 3 charters, I think. So
yeah. I think episode 3 and 4 charter was one of our listeners' moms. And so we're very excited to see what happens there, because we got some good primaries with Trishelle and with Jacob and his MILF affinity.
Just ridiculous. And then DJ VY says, wasn't that his girlfriend on the boat?
It's probably
that was a friend.
It might be his girlfriend's daughter.
Yes.
Because he's got a type.
That's very valid, because he does fitness and cycling content. That's his thing. And my favorite part is like, they're the influencers, right? They're supposed to be the big deal, the primary, whatever. I did some research.
Ooh.
Aisha and Sandy both have more Instagram followers than him.
Oh, well, I'm an influencer then too. Then you know what I'm saying? Like, if you could just start naming yourself.
300,000, but
Oh,
I
well, never
lost
mind.
it.
Yeah.
But I lost it because Aisha I think is at like 800,000. Yeah, and Captain Sandy's at 700 something.
Okay, so Aisha's popular. I know.
Oh yes.
I was like, oh, she's cute. Like she's coming in with like ready to work. She's really excited. She's a little cheesy, but like I'll take it.
But it works for her.
Yeah,
like it's her specific brand that works. Yeah. Sorry. For folks that don't know Aisha, sorry, we just like jumped in. Was that she was a second stew in seasons 4 and 5 on Below Deck Med, and then graduates to the chief stew on for both seasons of Below Deck Down Under.
Mm-hmm.
So, and her and Captain Jason are like the Kate and Lee of Down Under, like that. She puts in his contacts.
I'm back where it started. Okay.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I have a question for you, America. Would you put Corey's contacts in for him if he had them? Obviously,
like his like eye contacts.
Yeah.
For him. Ew, no.
On camera.
Aisha does.
I'm like scared of putting on contacts myself, much less another person. What happened? What
Aisha helps Captain Jason with his contacts because he can't put them in, you
every
know.
Morning.
And so she goes and she helps him put them in. He has a longtime girlfriend as well, and I guess she does it for him when he's at home. And so his work wife steps in and she touches his eyeball.
Well, at least it wasn't Joe.
Yeah.
I can't free me.
Yes, if that's what she's got to do, that's what he needs.
Yes. Yeah. So Aisha is like very loved. She's very like funny, blunt, but it works for her. So yeah, that's Aisha. And we'll say, now let's get into it because normally we'd be like, great. And then they ordered all these like really silly things and the provisioner gave it to them. No, babes. What's happening in Greece?
I don't know, but this provisioner screwed them over completely. I don't know why. I'm telling you, the producers must have made a phone call and said, this feels like it's going to go too smoothly. Let's throw something in the mix to kind of, I'm not saying production interference, but there is no way that this boat is leaving that dock and you don't have half the stuff that they need. You don't have the lobster. You don't have the alcohol. I mean, if nothing else, the first thing you should have is alcohol. She had one bottle of champagne. Normally, by the time people come on the boat, they go through the first bottle because they hand them champagne as they're giving them the tour. That how champagne is. 4 or 5 of them little flutes, and that's a wrap. So they were screwed from the beginning, and they had to have just made. They made the call. They had to.
It was production, 100%, 1,000%. There's no way.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. And Anna also says in the chat, hi Anna, I like to think production was hiding the provisions on another boat.
It's still on this boat, but it's like in that room that they're like, oh yeah, we got to get the other room fixed, which is also very ghetto. What is Sandy talking about? So the forward cabin, it needs repair, and so they're going to be down a person until they get the boat fixed.
Yeah, there's no fourth stew because of it.
There was no other boat available?
There was no other boat. First off, this one's called Mustique. I don't know.
It's putting the musty in Mustique.
I was like, what? I thought it was Mystique like for the first half of the episode. And then I read their shirts and I was like, there's no way.
Oh, yeah. It was the same boat as last season. So fun fact about Below Deck, that's probably not the actual name of the boat. Usually Below Deck Production charters the boats. And then they will change the name and so basically Below Deck is a charter guest. Like production.
Oh.
And they will bring in their own people and do whatever their own thing.
Gotcha. Yeah, because Mystique, but still, I need to know the backstory.
I don't know if Mystique, like that's what it's actually called. I can't remember. But
why did you land on this? It's like last season where they landed on
island in St. Vincent.
Do you remember when STD was the last boat? Like I feel like production is doing this on purpose. The last boat was the St. David, and so they called it STD for short. America. Yeah.
Like actually,
yeah.
It's kind of funny, but at the same time, if I was there, I'd be like, "What? What do you mean?"
Oh, it's actually called Mustique.
Yeah, Mystique. Yeah,
Musty.
musty.
Like Mystique, but with a U.
But musty. Yeah, with musty.
Yeah, because
Oh,
it's
wait,
an
you said the boat is
island.
actually called that.
Yes, this is
uh-huh.
usually like they'll change the name, but trolls. So they must have been like, nah, we keep
But also, like,
this name.
give me the boat that's one cabin down, the one that's late.
Correct.
Yeah, that's where I'm telling you, that's where they put all the alcohol. They're gonna open it like, there's the provisions. Wow, wow, I was right there in front
put
of
it
you.
away off camera.
Yeah, the ghetto.
It's so ratchet, and the way production is giving us timelines, y'all. Right, like straight up. Okay, provisions are gonna arrive at 8 p.m.
Lie.
Greek ferries not necessarily always on time. They do show up. Somehow it's quarter of this stuff is here. Okay. Then Asia and Sandy fighting for their lives, trying to get provisions. Okay, it'll be there 11:45. In India, when you're trying to get work done, I feel like this is how it is. When I was shopping for my wedding, shambles. The tailor's like, I have it ready. I'm on the way. Mind you, he's still at his house, and he has not even started working on my dress. It's stuff like that. And it just keeps going and going into the next day and the next day and the next day. No one wanted to go to the store.
No.
That was my thing. I'm like, he couldn't, she had time, but she's out there working in the kitchen, in the galley with
working.
I'm like, come on, it's 2 hours. They're telling you we're going to get there 15 minutes before the guests arrive because they sent you that text being like, we'll be there at 11:45.
Yep.
I'm like, that's when you're like, okay, let me go get a bottle or something. Let me go get the lobster real quick. I'll be back.
Yeah, and just charge the guests the extra money. Like, it doesn't matter. Or charge the provisioners for whatever lost. It's so easy. But oh my God, I just couldn't believe the absolute shambles of this provisioner. And then they send it on the wrong ferry. And I said, that's production. Because you can't tell me otherwise.
There's no way. There's no way they're getting this wrong all together like this the day of the charter. They're like, oh yeah, we'll be there in an hour. Did we say an hour? We meant like in a couple hours. Well, did we say, okay, we sent you some of the stuff. How did you still forget the wine? The whole conversation is about the wine. First and foremost, these men are going to riot if they don't get some rosé and some damn wine. And you send provisions and you leave the most important thing to these people. But I'm telling you, America, you're right. I would have had these people so drunk by the time they would have forgotten about the wine. There's so much other alcohol you could give them. To be talking about rosé at like midnight, it's wild to me.
Yeah. Oh my God, Anna, you stop. This is what I thought. Anna says maybe Norma is behind it. Listen, Norma was a big character last season. She was the yachting like staffing person, and Sandy was like in shambles. Hey, I fired another person. I need this, Norma. I need that. You know, so maybe Norma is behind it, and Norma has had it with Sandy. We have no idea.
Sabotage for sure.
Oof. It's just I've just never seen such a colossal breakdown of incompetence. I don't believe that this is real.
It can't be. It's definitely sabotage, because why would you do this to, especially the Captain Sandy? I think they picked the right captain, because she's the one who's going to take it the worst. Like, she is going to raise hell until she gets what she wants. And once she gets it, I'm still like, they're still going to have to hear from Captain Sandy. Like, this will not be the last they hear from her. This is going to be bad for them. So I'm excited. Let's do more of this. Keep sabotaging these boats. Let's see how they react to it. I think there's probably somebody in the background like me, like, wouldn't it be fun if we left the rosé? You know, like, that's probably what's going on here.
So, like, we have the opportunity to do the funniest thing ever.
Right? Like, what if we don't send rosé, actually, and we just send something completely different?
Well, they want red. Let's send champagne that they were asking.
So funny. Oh my God. It's just, all of it was so fun to watch. And then it just gets worse because all they want is mojitos for late night, because dinner was fine. I do have to ask America, because unfortunately, Chappell nor I can eat seafood or that kind of seafood for various reasons. So if you ask for surf and turf and you get those beautiful crab legs and then it's butchered into a crab cake, are we okay with that?
No. I was like, okay, it's canned crab meat. That's what it sounds like to
me.
But I'm also not a 21-year-old influencer with lower standards, right? But No, it's not the same thing. He lucked out that they didn't really care about this. They were so focused on the wine. But I saw the crab legs and I was like, oh, that kind of looks like the lobster that they were asking for.
Yes.
Some kind of neat presentation with them and it'll be fine. It'll be good. But it all worked out.
Yeah.
But it's not the same thing.
That's what I'm saying.
Crab don't count as surf and turf. They just don't. That's not the same.
Yeah, I just feel like actually he could have done a really beautiful presentation of the legs and then being like, and you all get the steak, blah, 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 do a whole little thing for them. Again, distract them from the lack of rosé and red wine.
There were no oysters or like any other type of seafood.
Go in the water and just grab them.
Like we're surrounded by seafood right now.
But they went in and fished for their dinner. They sent in one of the deckhands to go swimming and go pick out the fish. They could have done that.
Yeah, we've seen that where they said, we caught this fish. There's been a charter that said, we caught this, so we want you to make it. And somehow there was still a huge breakdown and it doesn't get made.
Yeah.
Was it Kiko? I can't remember actually. No, that was on Med. So no, Kiko was on Med. But anyway, someone does that and it's, again, hilarious. Now, they're asking for margaritas and all they want to do is hot tub margarita and mac and cheese and grilled cheese and nachos. Relatable. Relatable.
They got the munchies. That's a very weird combination. Grilled cheese, mac and cheese, and nachos. This is like I don't know. I feel like I've been there before. Never on a boat like that, but I definitely have been in a situation where I wanted those random items and I couldn't get a hold of them. So I get it. I get why you would want this. But it's the middle of the night. You know what I'm saying? Like you're like, hey, wake up the chef. But if they put it on the provisions, like on their sheet, on the preference sheet, I feel like it's fair game, right?
Yep. I didn't even notice that they put it on their preference sheet. But now this chef.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This is why we love.
They couldn't even find the butter. They walked into the fridge like, what am I looking at?
If I'm butter, where would I be? Be serious. That's where I would be.
Yeah. Sasha, this boat was so dirty. Did you notice that I've never seen them spend so much time on the actual filth on the boat, but when I think it was Nathan gets on the boat and the first thing he says, oh, this boat is nasty. Like this is dirty.
I think it was the bosun, I think.
Yeah. And it's like every like they prepare for the next charter, but they were legit cleaning the boat. Where did they find this ghetto ass chef? What happened?
Yeah. I believe that we've seen this where they come to shambles, like as in they've just been, maybe the boat went through a crossing and after that they've just decided, like I'm assuming as part of Bravo's like charter request, it says leave boat as dirty as possible.
Yeah.
Poop in all toilets and don't flush.
It's not good. I didn't like it. I don't like that. I don't like to feel like the boat was dirty. Because to me, if you have to clean it, it feels like it was like I know I cleaned it, so I know it's clean. But at the same time, I'm kind of like, but how did it get in this state in the first place? Like that boat was filthy. It's like they got it from a shipyard. Like
yes,
and it was not being used. They're like, okay, we have one gently worn boat for you if you need one for the charter. Bravo says, okay, that'll save us some money. Let's bring it in. And then they have to essentially fix the boat while they're driving the boat. There's no reason why that cabin should have a leak in it. It's a boat. It will, in my mind, it will sink. I just feel like you should not have a leak in a boat. That doesn't make sense to me.
I love it. It's just so funny. And yes, okay. Anna does say that Fraser said in interviews that production messes up the boat before they get there. Valid, because Miss Brown Sugar did ask, right? Like how quickly do they go from a charter to when the crew arrives to charter, basically? And yes, Aurora's right that it's 3 days ish before the guests come, but below deck, less 24 hours. If they could have them show up 10 minutes before so that it's drama for like how horrible the boat is, I think production
would. Yeah, they would.
Anything for the drama. I can't believe they messed up. Like on purpose.
Oh yeah, that's like, but that feels like the job I was born to do. Again, this is like there are roles here in yachting for me. Call me, just let me just start flipping stuff over. Like, oh yeah, where's the butter? You'll never find it. That kind of thing.
It's a Big Brother find the veto.
That's what I feel like. They're like, oh, how can I make this boat leak? Ooh,
correct.
Yeah. And you didn't get to do the find the veto, the hide and go veto challenge.
No, and I listed it as one of my favorites before going in, and I was like so ready for it. I'm like, oh, they're bringing back all these classics. They're going to bring this one. The entire time, I'm like looking at Corey because I know none of these other bitches knew what.
Very much no.
Me and Corey talked about it, like, oh, where would you hide this? And I was like, oh, like probably in the game room. And he's like, oh, I'm thinking here. And it was like, that was it. We were maybe pull like a Brett, right, where he starts messing it up on purpose and putting
exactly.
That's what I would do.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, yeah, he broke that competition, but that's exactly what they did on this boat. And
yep. Listen, find the veto, but call the three of us to do it.
Sasha, here's my next question.
Yes, please.
If they fix this cabin, right, they can bring in another stew. You and America have seen more seasons of the show than I have. Do you have a past stew you would like to see them bring in maybe when they get this situated? Because, and I'm talking about not just like a person who will be good at their job, but maximum drama.
Because that's what I wanted to know. I did. Who do you have? Anyone you want? America, you can go first.
We were just talking about Rocky. Let's bring her back. She kind of fell off afterwards. I looked up her Instagram and she's just like chilling, traveling.
Yep.
I get to see her. I think she'd be crazy. She'd probably still be crazy, like just chaos and drama.
I agree. I think Rocky would be great. I think she's just worth it. I think Sandy would literally be on the wit's end with Rocky, which is what we need. Bugsy, DJ says in the chat, Bugsy again is like a good chef. So, but a good stew, sorry. Who I would want is Lexi.
Oh, she's the curly hair, blonde.
Yes,
right?
yes.
Kind of thing.
Like very prim and proper. Like if there was ever supposed to be someone that's like a Southern belle, but that isn't actually, that's Bugsy. I would want Lexi to come back for maximum chaos. She is nuts, y'all. I don't know how else to say that. Lexi,
Tell me more. What did she do?
Okay, yes, chat is going crazy. Yeah, she is crazy AF. I don't know how else to say it. She's a Bahamian, like a model, beauty pageant holder. So she's beautiful. And then she was on season 6 of Below Deck. And I can't take her serious. I don't know how else to say it. Like she there was a lot of issues around her because she was a person of color and stuff like that. But no, she really was crazy. She pushed people in the hot tub. She's pushed men in the hot tub. And it's just everything about her is ridiculous. And she was on Med, right? Yeah, she was on Below Deck Med. Lexi Wilson, and she was fired, of course. By Sandy. So she was my favorite. She used to like call her, be on the phone and be like, I'm just over it. I just don't want to deal with this. I don't want to deal with this. And then she got she had a feud with the chef. I think Chef Matthew was his name. That was a fun thing. And, once they were given details, mind you, Matthew sucked. All right. Matthew was the one that literally faked an injury as a chef. So that he didn't have to come be part of the first charter. And then Sandy basically had to beg him to come back. Oh. And he acted like he fell down the stairs. He did not. It was like limping
and like
yeah.
And he went to the hospital, y'all.
Okay. He might be number one.
Katie was chief stew.
So. Yeah, we might have to bring him back. He sounds cracked. I need more of that.
Yes,
energy.
He basically threw himself down the stairs.
Look, Sasha,
girl.
Right? What? Yeah, exactly. Like, sir, we've seen this movie before. Sasha, how about Natalia? What would you say of Natalia? Because Natalia's from Below Deck Man, right?
I'm not a Natalia fan, unfortunately. I mean, I'm a girl's girl, so like whatever, come back. But like I feel like there's just a lot of pushback on the chief stew if Nat doesn't get her way. And if she's not seen as like the girl, the it girl.
Gotcha. Because I know her and Captain Sandy have a pre-existing relationship, so I felt like that might be interesting. You know, as long as she's not tripping about Aisha, then she can come. You know, she was good. She was good at laundry. You know, like there, you could, if you actually want to help the boat out, you want to bring in a Natalia type because Bree is wasting space. So that's my biggest fear. They're going to fix this cabin. They're going to bring in somebody else, and then they're going to fire Bree, and they're still going to be down one person.
Yes. Correct.
Yeah, they need two new stews.
We need 2 new ones. Jess would be nice. Jessica, who like dreams of being a 4th stew and never having any.
Yes.
That would be great.
Luca's girlfriend, right?
Yes, Luca's girl. She was again on Down Under, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or am I tripping?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah. She was on Down Under. America, you just need to watch Down Under.
I'm like looking them up. I'm like, I need to. I will get there.
She basically said, I don't want any responsibility. I just want to do my job. I am a follower.
Yeah. You know, she's saying this throughout casting, and they're like, you're in.
Yeah. Yeah. She didn't want nothing. They were like, Jess, you have an opinion? I do not. I'm down here to fold clothes. That's it. Leave me alone. I was like, honestly, I feel that. I feel that in my life.
You know, she's fighting with the 2 people that want the chief stew job. And she's like, I don't care, guys. I really don't want this job, so I can't be part of this drama.
Queen. Yeah.
Oh my God. Her and I, the only like stereotypically Asians that don't want to work. That didn't have like crazy mobs, maybe, than to be like, you have to be in charge.
That girl said, leave me alone. This is a free trip. All I got to do is iron some clothes. This is a cakewalk. Then she got into some drama, some relationship drama. So, you know, I think Jess wouldn't be awful. She'd be cool.
Oh my God, that was Med.
Oh God. So much.
Thank you, Maureen.
Oh yeah, because Sandy was there, I think, right? Yeah. This is so much below deck, Sasha, so little time.
I know. And now I think they're like typecasting, which makes it harder for me. Because I think back in the day, it used to be like, oh, there was always like someone crazy, but it could be anyone. It doesn't matter. But now it's like there's an F-boy bosun and then maybe a lead deckhand that the bosun wants to fuck. And now, you know, or someone. And then there's going to be this. And then there's now going to be a 3rd or 4th stew that just doesn't work.
I like how you asked, like, oh, who would you like to see come in as the 4th stew? And we all listed someone in the same archetype.
Yeah.
Crazy, doesn't want to work, was probably fired.
Yeah, was probably fired. Heavy on the fired before. We need more of that.
Oh my God. Oh, DJ says first non-sex addict bosun.
Did y'all have some freaky bosons? Freaky bosons in the
brought this up, but did you see the Captain Sandy's no sexual harassment team meeting?
Her speech, look, it shouldn't have to be said, but I'm happy she said it because since I started watching this show, I'm like, every season, y'all don't, where's HR? How does this not happen?
There's no HR.
Shut it down. There's no HR.
Never her being like, oh, if they say no, and I'm like, oh, well, you know, she should have said if there's not a yes.
Yeah, it's if there's not an enthusiastic.
Yeah, but I appreciate the effort. It's a good thing that they actually showed this conversation. I'm sure they have it off screen, but
I don't know. Do they?
And absolutely no drinking, which isn't a problem because there's no liquor. So there.
Where's that? Not here. Oh my gosh, it's very funny, but I'm excited. And it looks like it's going to be a really fun season. Is there anything else that we missed that y'all want to bring up for this episode?
I don't think so. I think we covered everything.
Perfect.
Yeah, I think so. I think this, like I said, this is a good one. I can feel it already. It looks like they're gonna have a lot of fun. We got, we got a fan favorite in Aisha, but then we got all these new people to look at and to pick apart. So typical below deck shenanigans. I'm ready.
Yeah. Agreed. And Mel did ask in the chat, and Mel did get a lot of suggestions, but I just wanted to say, if you're never watched Below Deck before, but because of America, you now are excited and want to watch more, I think the OG Below Deck is the way to go. And if you want something like quick and fun, I will say Below Deck Down Under has a lot of good quick things, and Below Deck Sailing, season 2 has a lot of good. Season 1 is whatever, but season 2. And but Gary sucks.
No. So, see, Sasha is giving you the wrong suggestions. You got to go watch Below Deck Adventure. That's where you need to go.
Do not
Start
do
there.
this to them.
I haven't even heard of that one.
No,
Nobody. It's not canon. They don't respect it at all, America. They don't.
Adventure where?
I have no clue. I've never seen it because every time I say I'm going to watch it, everybody shuts it down and tells me I can't watch it because it's not worth my time and that it's bad. It's an embarrassment. So yeah, Below Deck Adventure for the people who want to get the real deep cuts. I think that's where you go.
Yeah. Oh no, Adventure. Do not do this. Do not watch Adventure. If you want to like hate everyone, you know, that's the only, if you want to like be like, I am better than everyone, then maybe you watch it. No, even that, I just don't want to do that to you. If you wanna,
that's what I watch every season.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God. I can do this. I think I would be a great chief stew or any type of stew. I'm like, I have no experience. I would be a yes person and just like happy, like positive. I really feel like I could do a good job. I don't know how.
Yeah, I think you have to be a good manager more than anything else. And if you're good at that, if you know how to work with people, I think you'd be great.
Yeah. The one thing I'm looking forward to is that we didn't get this in episode 1, so you know it's probably coming in episode 2. They got to go out. We have to see how these people interact outside of work. And that's where it gets turned up. We got to see if we got any ridiculous drunks, if we have any of the streakers and the skinny dippers and all and the hookups. So yeah, Below Deck episode 1 is always like, hey, meet everybody. And then episode 2 is like, now meet everybody on crack. You know, meet everybody when they have turned up. Yeah, so that's what I'm
cheating on their spouses. Listen, this is a toxic podcast where we want to see that. Okay, we want girlies to stand up. Okay, Sunny has put us in hell, so we finally want the girlies to revenge on these boys, and I think Gail is gonna do it.
I hope so. I don't know. From that preview, she crumbles. She folds so quick.
No, that's fine.
Let's hide from the camera. Like, no, break his heart.
Yeah. Not on camera.
Yes.
Look.
What did Sammy say? JWoww. I have sex with them and bite their heads off. Yes.
Yeah.
Please. Gail, you are our shining hope.
Say, Gail, you know what to do.
You have the looks, the personality. What more do you need? Okay. I can't do another TED talk for these women and how to be toxic. Okay. I will not. But I do have a little bit of drama from these Reddit streets. So I have to show that because, you know, we try to bring a little bit of outside of what's going on. So someone did ask Captain Jason from Below Deck Down Under how he felt about, there was a podcast clip basically asking Aisha, like now that Aisha is on med, what happened? So Captain Jason said, of course, I was put off a little, but with no season 3 in the pipeline at that point, and life in general, situations change and people move on for their own requirements and reasons. Change is great in life. It creates us to grow. Aisha and myself had 2 great seasons. You need to be grateful for what you have and not what you want.
Oh, he's down bad. He said that through tears in his eyes. You know, like that meme with the mask and it's smiling and he's just crying.
He can't see because he has no contacts in.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's like, what am I supposed to do? You out here living your life and I'm blind as a bat. Look. He lost his work wife. That is a hard L to take. So I don't know. Prayers for Captain Jason wherever he is. He needs them, man. Because Aisha's gonna be. She's so much fun. So he's not about to watch this season, and she's not going to say. She might mention him a couple times, but she's not gonna miss him, and that's gonna drive him crazy. I don't know. We got to get her back home. Let's move through this and get Aisha back to where we belong with Jason. I don't like it.
Yeah. I don't think it should be shady. So what? They did 2 seasons of Down Under together. And then they didn't know if there was going to be a third. So she found an opportunity. She probably asked them like, oh, there's no season 3 of this. Do you have any other openings for me? He should, sit down. Let her have her moment.
Listen, it's like, imagine Kate going to another.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And I'm fine with it. Ben did it.
Ben sucks. No, I'm just kidding. We love Chef Ben. Ben is fine. You met him on House of Villains.
Yeah, Evil Chef Ben. That's what they call him.
Evil Chef.
I haven't seen House of Villains. I need to.
Season 1 was made for me.
So villainous. I get it.
He just showed up though. He's not a contestant. He's like he does it's like he hosts a veto competition essentially.
Oh.
Yeah, it's not, and
like,
I don't even think he's a villain like that. So I was
Yeah,
like,
just like
what?
he's not like an iconic
No,
villain, like
Chef Leon is a villain.
and the beef cheeks. Corey mentioned it earlier.
Yep, that bald head. Woo, he is a guy. All right, I'll just say that. Oof. But yes, I think that is it for this episode. First of all, thank you everyone. The peanut galley has been outstanding today, and I think it's because of America, of course. So thank you, America, for being here. And I know you casually mentioned in Chicago that you're watching it, so we had to get you on. So seriously, thank you for coming on with us.
Thank you for having me. This is so much fun. I love talking below deck. I love talking shit.
So. Period. It's on my resume, talking shit. Period. But with that, Chappell, do you have any? Maybe we have to share an update. It's time.
Well, yeah. Well, obviously, America, you have an open invitation to come back and talk to us whenever you want. So, yeah, if you want to come tag in and talk to us about an episode of Below Deck, you know how to reach us and where we be at. We are here on Wednesdays at 3 p.m. Eastern normally. But this season, thanks to the Daddy Network, I said it, we are going to be covering Below Deck every now and then. We're going to check in and probably in the middle, and then we'll talk about the finale as well. Because 17, 18, 19, 20 episodes a season is a lot for the Daddy Network. And, so in order for us to kind of pipe this up back to our normal weekly recaps, we need more subscriptions, more comments, more likes on the videos and stuff like that, because we are going to take a brief break and come back mid-season to talk about the big drama, the hookups, the breakups, the firings, because some of these charters in the middle, they're a little slow. There's not a lot to talk about, but if we pop in the middle and then at the end, we should be able to wrap the whole season up. Is that right, Sasha?
Yeah. So, you won't see us all the time, but we'll be tweeting about the show. We'll still be there. If you have issues and you're a patron, go on the Q&A.
Yeah, make your voice heard and tell them you need more Below Deck coverage, and we'll be back whenever you need us.
Yes. I know. We are really sad too.
Yes. But some good news. We are rebranding the Bravo feed here on RHAP. It is now the Below Deck feed. So it's just us now. We're all you get there now. So you get your 3 episodes a season, but they'll all be in one feed and it'll be for us. So again, if we want to fill out the feed and put more content in there, you gotta let people know that you want more Below Deck coverage. Make sure you like, subscribe, leave comments on the podcast feed, and demand more Below Deck, and we will be back. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That word too. You could say harass. That's fine.
Bully.
Stalk, bully, cyberbully, all the things. Let them know that you need more of this.
Go on the patron Q&A and say, tell them.
But don't tell them we sent you. Tell them we begged you not to come, and you were forced to go. Like you could not hold it back.
Yeah. Please, help us out. Be our lawyers in that. We did not wink, wink, wink tell you.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm not creating no mess.
Yeah, what are you doing? Y'all, this is the peanut galley. We're a family.
We're on the same team, everyone.
Yeah. More Below Deck coverage coming your way, but not as much as we used to have. So just, again, let the Daddy Network know that you need more, and then we will be back later on this season to hopefully cover more.
Yes, please let them know, and subscribe to the Bravo or the Below Deck feed.
The Below Deck feed. You have to subscribe to the Below Deck feed so they see that we have subscribers. That's how it works.
Yes, because listen, we have family here on YouTube, but just download it. You don't need to listen.
Just download it. Yeah.
Okay. Help us out. Share with your friends. Okay. Let us know. And with that, America, where can the people find you?
Twitter, for the most part, like 24/7 at adog956. It's the same username for Instagram, I believe. And I TikTok every now and then, but not really. Twitter is where it's at.
Look, y'all, America is a good follow, but wait, in July when Big Brother comes back, a must follow. So yeah, A_dog956 is where you can find her. Trust me on this one. You want to get in right before Big Brother season. It's going to be fun.
Exactly. So get excited. And of course, if you enjoyed this coverage, again, share it with your people. Leave us a 5-star review. Help us out, please. And with that, Chappell, where can the people find you?
RHAPkickback.com. That's where I'm doing all of my my personal podcasting this week. I'm covering the show called Council Culture. With it's Nick Cannon is talking about mental health and bringing in psychotherapists, and me and my friend are going to talk about anxiety and depression this week. It's going to be a deep conversation. You're not used to getting that kind of stuff from me, so don't get used to it. But you can only get that kind of content on RHAPkickback.com. Subscribe to the YouTube page, youtube.com/@RHAPkickback, because we're on our journey to 1,000 subscribers. We're at like 950-ish, and so we're making a good progress here, but we need to crank it up because that's how YouTube monetizes me. So get me up there. Also, I think Clipped, the docuseries about the LA Clippers just dropped, and so I'll have a recap of that coming soon. And then in a couple weeks, Mari and I on Recap Kickback will be covering House of the Dragon every week. And so yeah, for more of that coverage, follow me on Twitter and on all social media platforms @Recap Kickback, and make sure you subscribe to the podcast as well.
Yes. And as for me, you can, of course, follow me on Twitter @funsize_04. And Kirsten McKennis and I have a celebrity gossip pop culture education, podcast called Mess Magnets. So you can check out all the girlies there on Rob has a website /mess feed. Let us know. And for everything else, of course, follow me on Twitter. And that's all. Thank you, everyone, for listening. We hope to see you soon, but we're not sure. But with that, we'll talk